lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Oh, look at
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon. A lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Oh, look at that.
We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon. I keep saying the class will be out soon, but I had already taught the class. I taught the class one time as a pilot for 3 hours, and my participants in the class, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough time. So as a real estate instructor, and I teach an 8-hour designation class called Military Relocation Professional. And that class is, well, like I said, is 8 hours, but it's also, you've got a prerequisite to read before you get to class. So that's how my new class for realtors, the Realtors Blueprint. You can always go to my bio and get any of my publications that I have. So this is definitely going to be a whole boot camp, put it that way, because it takes it. I'm not gonna support anything like I never do. It's a lot of work, and it takes commitment. So if this is something you guys say, hey, I want to help. I've been doing this for 22 years, and you don't have to. So no, this is not just for realtors. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. housing homeless veterans. I'm a realtor, and that's my profession, and this is my market. They call it niche market. I'm just saying I was a homeless veteran, and I needed somebody to help me. So, and I learned how to help find resources and get veterans housed. I just kept doing it for over 22 years, and became the subject matter expert in doing so. Do you have info on how I can assist vets with how? Yeah, so I have a lot of books. You've come to the right place. You got to read, honey. This is my library. I call it my encyclopedia. All of my books are in my bio, and they're all sold through the Amazon app. So start independent living. Go to my bio. I got all the books. This is the book for veteran shared living models right here. And this book came out #1 on the Amazon U.S. military veterans history category. So go get it. And also I have I interviewed one of my clients whose independent living veterans shared living model is up and running for her female veterans. And she has a waiting list for her male veterans in the house next door. So so that video is up. Hey there, you're so welcome. Hey, you ready. I saw it, you're ready. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Because a lot of people say, hey, I want to house homeless veterans. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Really? I'm paying $5,000 to the first 5 people inbox me. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? Don't come, you shouldn't do that on people's stuff. Don't nobody know you. Talking about paying some $5,000 to somebody for what? Don't, please stop doing that. Don't come on here trying to swindle people. I'm a damn business, and you think you're going to come over here and lie and swindle people. You don't do things like that. Open your own fraudulent page, but don't come over here. I got the government looking at me. I'm a reputable business, damn it. 14 certifications, federal, state, and local. You don't do that. So, and I help providers build up their program, because housing veterans is more than just putting them in a bed or putting them in an apartment. Because veterans, let me tell you, we are the nieces and nephews of Uncle Sam. I just happen to wear this sweater today. It's like the tankers. But we are the beneficiaries of Uncle Sam. And as a veteran, we are entitled to a lot of benefits. But how do veterans get those benefits? Because they don't just come to us automatically. We have to apply. We have to do something in order to get our name on a card that says, hey, we can go to, thank you, we can go to we can go to the VA for services, that we can go to the VA for medical, we can go to the VA if you're 100%. And all of that's in this book that we're going to briefly go over, because when you say you want to house homeless veterans, you have to know what benefits veterans qualify for. Because who wants to go into a transitional housing home and stay there forever if it's not their wish? I know it's your wish. Say, I'm going to house veterans and I'm going to make all the money. Okay, well, you can make a lot of money. You really can. This business is about is a passion for me. It can make you a whole lot of money when you do the right thing, and you can change a whole lot of lives. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans, not just veterans looking to buy. I didn't start selling to veterans until 2018 or 2017. I was housing homeless veterans from 2007. Nobody was housing homeless veterans, not a realtor. You ask a realtor to house a homeless veteran, they'll turn the other way. They'll turn the other cheek for the simple reason they don't know where the money is coming from. How do you house a homeless veteran? How do you house a home? Why would you house a homeless veteran? Why would you even talk to a homeless veteran? I mean, for real, and then spend your time trying to figure out how I can help them. That's a lot. So it's easier to go to a person or an industry or another market that has people with excellent credits, with esteemed backgrounds, with no criminal background, with no evictions on their credit, no bankruptcies, no fork. They are squeaky clean with an over 700 credit score. So why would anybody, as a realtor, come on now, why am I going to the gutter to help homeless veterans? Who does that? I do. And I've been doing it now for over 22 years. I was a homeless female veteran. That's a picture of me right there at the tender age of 18. By 21, I was a homeless female veteran, married to an actively serving Marine. Now I'm a battered wife. All of these things kept piling up on me, and I'm a female Army veteran with no assistance going back and forth to the VA, the Jesse Brown VA right here in Chicago, as a matter of fact. Just getting turned around, just like our veterans do to this day. They don't even sit the veteran down. They didn't sit me down and say, hey, you know what? Perhaps, man, let me look in the book. As a matter of fact, you can go right across the street there to the regional office and go sit down with the VSO, that's a veteran service officer, to help you qualify, to help you put in claims for your disability or put in applications for even more benefits. They don't do that. That's too much like right. So what I'm here to do is to educate you, because you say you want to house homeless veterans. You got to do more than housing. My partner and I, we call people like that who only want to house money grabbers. You're not out here to help anybody. And if you are that, then you don't need to be on my channel right now. Go find somebody else to just show you how to house them and make your money and be happy. But for the ones who are really, really here to make a difference, learn what the benefits are. This is the federal benefits guidebook. This is for veterans, dependents, survivors, and caregivers. And if you are in my group, I'm sending you the direct PDF to get this book today. Today is Friday, and you will be getting an email from me today. If you're not in my group and you're wondering how to get in my private group, go to my bio and buy some books and read some books. If you're interested in consultation, don't be until you read some books. I don't talk to anybody until they've read some books, because a consultation to me is reading you what's in the book. Because you're asking me, how do you do this? How do you do that? Pick up a book and read it. Thank you for the hearts, wherever those came from. I didn't break down HUD-VASH. I didn't break down HUD-VASH yet. I did not. How do you measure in real progress veterans housing programs, the ones that work? Thank you for highlighting the real challenges behind. I think some of these are bots, because these questions aren't really questions. I don't think. Incredible. I didn't even break down HUD-VASH. Amazing show. Thanks for 20 years. Okay, that's real. 20 years of real experience. Thank you so much. And it has been a wonderful journey. So let's talk about some benefits that a homeless, let's say you do have a veteran shared living model that you have created. Let me share the book with y'all over here. Oh, both of y'all can see the book if I turn it this way. But for YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, I have here. This is for y'all over here on TikTok. All right. So y'all write this down, go to my bio and get that book. And for TikTok, there you go. Innovative. Here you go. Okay. Innovative Housing Solutions, a guide. This is your guidebook. This is your guidebook. I interviewed Captain, and also you in my group, you're going to get the interview of myself and Captain Africa Hall, who became my client back in August of 2024. And she sent me a text message and said, "I'm so excited." You know, to me, that's what it said. I've housed women in my shared living model and has a waiting list for the men's home. So you guys can go watch that interview. That's on YouTube. That was just 2 days ago. So when you're doing a veteran shared living model, hello, Miss Jones. Hey, Marquita, it's been a while since we were in contact. How can I get the book? All of my books are in my bio. With my nursing background, I can help advocate for them with, yes, you can. And you can get paid for doing that too. We'll talk a little bit about that. That's where the money comes from in your programs and what you offer. But you got to get this book and read this book. You say, I got too many doggone books for me to be talking just in this what you do stuff. Nah, read the books. When I first got on, I said I got a master's degree, right? So that took a lot of education. You don't call me. Oh, please don't, just text me, because I can't talk on the phone. I get too the anxiety is still bothering me when I talk to people about this stuff. In the YouTube link is your bio. Yes. So Marquita, email me and then we can go from there. So let's go with, all right, let's say you have your shared living model. Let's say in this book, it gives you step by step detailed instructions on how to get set up. But you got to read. If you don't read, I don't know what else to tell you. So this book breaks down for all homeless veterans, senior veterans, women veterans, justice involved veterans, disabled veterans, veterans of domestic violence, and veterans of the LGBTQ plus community. So let's say you have this, you have a model, right? In any of these models, you have this model. Let's say you have the model for senior veterans co-living community. So for seniors, and as the nurse says, she can do a lot for seniors. And for seniors, we get into so much, but if for seniors, you could do, it doesn't even have to be transitional for seniors, but you're still going to call it a program because this is some place where they will come and maybe their last days. But it's not your last day taking care of them. So you have to have a plan for them in your program. Okay, in your program for after expiring care. So that's what you have to think about when you're thinking about veteran shared living models. So in your program, if your program is for seniors and it's still transitional because one day they're going to expire. So what do you do at that point? For real. Yvette Jones, let me see. Hold on. What you say here? Follow back. I don't know what I'm doing over there, so I'll come back. So all of these programs, Mrs. Swanson, hey, Joe Wallace, I sent you another email. All of these programs, it's every single detail of what you're going to do within your veteran shared model. Every detail in your program, every detail. Because when my partner and I, when Derek sets you up for federal funds, federal contracting, or grants, what have you. Your program has to be reflective of what the government pays for. And that's what this book helps to set you up with, and understanding that. So let's talk about some programs or some benefits that you should know, and it's easy for you to get to know, and it's just going to the va.gov/get started to get this federal benefits book. But if you are not in my group, then you just got to go and get it yourself. You didn't receive what link? I didn't send out the email yet. That's why you didn't get the link. You're going to get it. Make sure you DM me. I want to make sure you are in that group. Did you get your books yet? Send me a picture with you holding your books too. For purchase the book. All right. No, the link is in my bio. It's in my bio. Go to my bio and get the link. Everything's in my bio. So when you have your veteran shared living model and you got these veterans all up in your crib and you going by there trying to see how y'all doing, what do you need? Because based on my program, it says that this is what we're going to be doing. So let's make sure all of you all are signed up within the VA system for your medical, right here for your health care, and that's in the book. You might need specialty care. So, and the VA may not offer that specialty care, but you know about that specialty care. You know about the care that's in the community. It's called Veterans Community Care Program. What does the community care program take care of for veterans who are under the Veterans Health Care? You know, what does it do? You got to read and know when you are serving veterans, you have to know how to fulfill their needs. I think that's why I've been so successful at doing this all these years, because I know the programs. I know what's out there for I'm a veteran, so I know what I've been using. I talk to veterans all day, not all day, every day. But for 22 years, I've been in conversations with veterans. I've been to various hospitals and clinics and CBOCs. Those are your outpatient VA clinics. I've been to vet centers. I've taught at vet centers. So everything in my life has been vet centered for more than 22 years. So, but if you're going to be housing veterans, then you need to know the benefits that veterans receive. And I'm only holding up the federal benefits book. You got the county benefits. You've got state. Your state has separate benefits. You see where I'm going with this? And your VA in your town, you got benefits over there too. Because look at here, this book here for the federal, it doesn't cover what they do locally with the local groups. Why should they tell here in Chicago what groups they have here in Chicago and Louisiana? They may not have those same groups. They may have different groups. So you have to know in your immediate area, first of all, thank you for the hearts over there on TikTok. What are the federal benefits that you could be educating your participants on who are in your home? How can I don't know. You can, if you're in my group, I'm going to send you this book via email. If you're not, then you got to go to va.gov/get started. But again, if you are in my group, if you purchased any of my publications, you are in my private group. But I need to know that you've purchased my publications so that I can personally put you in my private group. I haven't set up an elaborate system where you purchase a book and then you're in the group because it recognized your purchase. I haven't done that yet. So that's the federal. For the county, call your county VA commission and see if they have a book like this. Go on your county VA commission's website and download whatever information, whatever benefits they have that they're offering veterans in your county. In your state, The state has benefits. This is my state, Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. Go to the website of your state and go to the benefits tab and print it out. And I would suggest putting all of these benefits that you print out in a book, because if you are opening and planning on running a veterans transitional housing, you're going to get my book, and you're also going to learn what all of the benefits are in your area so that you can help these veterans move on in life. Because this is not a money grab. I've housed veterans, and this book is the third edition, Veterans Housing. What is it? Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market, the third edition. Just got my book. Brandon Young, can't wait to read this weekend and learn. Hallelujah. Brandon, make sure you email me your full name, email address. I'll have your email address and also your phone number so that you won't miss this information that I'm sending out this weekend, this Friday. And Joel, I sent you a new message, so I need you to go over that because option 1 is different from option 2. Option 2 does not give you what option 1 gives you. That takes away one thing. So in this book, I show you some of the veterans who were homeless and are now homeowners. So that's what I mean by when I say you have a transitional living model home. Where are these veterans going after they transition from your home? They're not all transitioning to expire life. They're transitioning to go somewhere next, to a rental, to home ownership. Where are they going? How are you helping them transition? How are you helping them stand on their 2 feet? You're going to get another one right before they leave because you have a waiting list. You've created that. But how are you helping them move on in life? What benefits do they need that you can do a workshop for in your model home to let them know this is where you can go? As a business, because veterans housing nobody's asking you to do this for free. Nobody. You're going to buy the book, first of all, and learn how to do the business. And once you learn how to do the business the proper way, you stay in my group the proper way, you'll learn how to tap into the government's money. The government's money. I see a lot of people, you just go here and go there and go there. Why go anywhere when, now TikTok is out. Oh, that's okay. I don't know what they're going to do. But you have to know where these organizations are that have the funding to pay for these veterans. And this is part of that funding. This right here is a little over $900 million in grants. In grants, these organizations have already received this money to help supplement the housing for transitioning vets, right? This money right here. And if you are in my group, you'll get these again. Because what I do, I know I got a few of my group members here listening. What I do, your email is being stacked. So this information stays the same because this money is for fiscal year 2026. So I'm going to always, thank you, Brandon Young. I see your email. So this money is going to be here throughout 2026 because this is for fiscal year 2026. And in order for you to acquire this, you have to contact these organizations to find out what it is they need before you say, this is what I got, I want to give it to you. You got to form a relationship. They don't know you. We know we need housing in the community. Thank you for joining my team, my club, but they don't know you. So you have to first do your research, do your
I forgot what it's called, but do your research, and find out what they've been doing in the neighborhood. Go look up some news on them. Go to Google, go Chat GPT. But all of these organizations, you need to know what they need before you go telling them what you have, because they may not be the right organization for you, even though they're on this list and they've received millions of dollars. Like, let's say Tennessee, Operation Stand Down Tennessee received over $1 million. They received this grant, but you don't know what they do. What are they using that money for in the community? Even though this grant says it's for housing counseling, health care for that RN, that could be a program, financial planning services, child care, legal assistance, and transportation. But you have to know what these organizations specifically would pay for. Now, let's say you find some organizations on that list that will pay for what you're offering in your program. Even before you create your program, and I'm talking to Joel over here too, Mr. Wallace, before you create the program, on the list that I sent you in your email, you start calling those organizations to see what it is they need. Because the grant, you're not going to get a grant right away. So you have to tap into OPM, other people's money. And whose money am I talking about? These organizations. This is your partnership. They've got the money and they've got the veterans. But listen to this. I would meet veterans and I'm like, oh my God, you don't have any benefits? What the hell? Let me help you get your benefits. I know what they are. This is where you go, because I know what's in the book. I know a few people I'm going to send a 3-way text message or an email so that you can meet them so they can get you started. But you have to know the community that you're serving. And you have to know who you can go to help these homeless veterans receive those services. It's not just about housing. If it was just about housing, then you might as well open a motel, a hotel, or a rental unit, and then do HUD-VASH. That's a year lease, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or more. Hopefully not. But I'm just saying, you want to do veteran shared housing, you got to give back. I'm just shaking my head now because I'm visualizing a lot of videos that I've seen over time of people who are doing co-living and other shared housing models. They're like, you can stay here forever, ever. But I'm talking about for the veteran community, knowing we have benefits that can take us to next levels. So any questions, comments, concerns? Let me come over here and see what you guys have been up to on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Appreciate the transparency. Nobody talks about the behind the scenes work. I know. Sometimes I just be telling on people, like, you know what you did was wrong. Just got my book. Okay, good. I saw that email. All right, that's it for YouTube. Let me come over here to TikTok to see what y'all been talking about. People have joined my fan club. I see y'all looking. How can I get the books in my bio? Number, let me see. Who is this? Should I only need? No. Yeah, you can purchase whatever you want to learn, really, because one book, I tell people my books are like the encyclopedias. I don't know, your age, but when I grew up, we had encyclopedias. Encyclopedias were our Google right now. So encyclopedias went from A and a B and a C all the way up to Z, and not no two books late 50s. So you know about encyclopedias. So that's how my books are. They're gonna progress you to different places, and it depends on where you are in your walk within starting your business in housing homeless veterans, because you're going to need not only how to set up your models and also go into funding. Go watch that video of myself and Captain Africa Hall, because she really breaks down how she used this book and how it really saved her a lot of time, and how it could have saved her more time if she had picked it up even sooner. She said, I didn't even read it right away, but when I did, she said it saved me half the time. I don't leave anything out. I've been doing this for 22 years, and I have never come publicly with anything except 1 year in 2014 by me being a real estate instructor. And I didn't see the class that I thought realtors should know how to work effectively in the Section 8 community, because we have a lot of veterans who were receiving what's called HUD-VASH. And this is the Section 8 voucher for Chicago. And I also talk about HUD-VASH in this book too, the Veteran Shared Living Model. So because I didn't see anybody working with veterans who were homeless and who had a voucher or any other SSVF funding, that I'm like, let me teach these realtors how to do it, because it's a lot of work out here. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of veterans. When I was housing homeless veterans, from just homeless veterans, I was making a 6-figure income. Then when I added on homeless to home ownership, I'm like, that was a no-brainer. So when you're doing your veteran shared living, it's really ideal that you know who's in the community. You need to know who the social workers are and what they do and how you can service them and how they can service you, because all social workers don't do the same thing. I get a lot of emails and messages talking about, oh, I contacted the social worker and they're not responding anymore, or they don't respond at all. So who should I contact? The right person, because all social workers don't do the same thing. They're not over the same demographic within the demographic. So they'll service, and I've got letters in here too. So when you purchase the books, you can read what these social workers have said about working with them and seeing what departments they're in, because these departments are nationwide. But these social workers here work primarily with HUD-VASH. So is this the right social worker for you to talk to? I don't think so, because they're not even, if a homeless veteran goes to the VA and these social workers, they have their intake. And if the veteran does not qualify under that intake for HUD-VASH, then they got to go. They don't go as far as to helping them find more services in many cases, because they don't know what they are. So this book, Finding Home, I got about 8, 9, 10 books. This book, Finding Home, is to help you nationwide. It's a nationwide resource guide for supporting homeless veterans. And this teaches you how to locate resources anywhere in the country, because I am nationwide. I've got homeless veterans in Hawaii. As a matter of fact, an agency in Hawaii contacted me so that I can teach them how to do this. Homeless veterans I've gotten housed as far as, hold on, one moment, Las Vegas, Nevada. And so that's why I say, I'm here now to tell y'all, to teach y'all what I've been doing all these years. And I just look at the community of realtors, look at the community of investors, look at the community of landlords, and I'm like, y'all can flap your lips all day long talking about thank you for your service. We shouldn't have homeless veterans. But you're not doing anything about it. You say you want to house a homeless veteran, but you don't have the information. You don't have the education, nor do you have the knowledge. So all you're doing is flapping your gums. And I just look. And then you ask me, Yvette, how do you house a homeless veteran? And you expect me to give you one quick answer. And now you got 22 years of education. It doesn't work like that. Life isn't like that. We don't live in a microwave where you push 20 seconds and it's done. And I wish, but we don't. So that's why I came up with all of these programs, which they are programs, lifelines to veterans, and a lifeline to you if you're looking at an opportunity to make a substantial difference and some money doing it. That's it. I was at the VA. I was a volunteer at the VA. This is my volunteer badge over here for TikTok for y'all to see that. And over here for the rest of y'all to see that at the VA. My business, VetMentors, that you see above my head, is SBA certified. SBA certified and VA verified. So what I do right here has already been vetted and said, yes, it's a go. I've been in the VA for, hold on, let me show y'all. I love to show and tell. I'm so glad I was taking pictures all these years. So these are pictures of me and my team right here at the Jesse Brown VA and over here at the vet centers. And I personally have been conducting workshops at one vet center, that's the Forest Park Vet Center, for 13 years. And then the bottom broke when Doge came and said, hey, we got to get rid of some of this stuff. I'm like, well, why do volunteers have to leave? Well, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. And I truly believe this because I've seen it so long. I've been in the community. People can have a job and really not care. It's a lot of employees who are not veterans and who have not gone through the hardships of being in the military, nor have they gone through the hardships of being homeless. And I'm not saying that because you were not in the military or you were not homeless, that you cannot have a heart for this. But you have to have a heart for this in order to really make an impact. Because otherwise it's just a job. And unfortunately, I have come across a lot of social workers and other providers in the community who were just at a job or who just had a contract because they were able to, but they really didn't care. They wanted the money. They needed the money, but it wasn't a human concern. So, hey, Mr. Bain. And then here, powerful message. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you, Adventure Show, for always showing up. I appreciate you. Hello there, Mr. Bain. These are my YouTube and Facebook and Instagram buddies. Mr. Bain was a veteran who I housed, him and his family. So let me see. Is this community? In the community.
In the community. I will be purchasing in the evening. Thank you so much, RN. So should I need to purchase? Yeah. But yeah, you'll be in a group, so you'll know everything else that you'll need. And it's very fulfilling. Listen, I took a class, and I tell people this. They'll tell me, Yvette, I don't like reading. To me, a person who says they don't like reading, I mean, you don't have to pick up a book now. You can. It's a lot of ways where you can hear the books. I haven't gotten my books on that yet, but if you buy one, I can send you the audio. I've got the audio of my books. So, but I do have people who say, "Well, Yvette, I don't like to read." And when I hear a person who says that, I'm like, well, damn it, you don't like to learn. Because either you're going to read something, you're going to see something, or you're going to hear something. And it's that old adage, if you don't want people to know, and I don't even like that saying either, if you don't want people to know, then put it in a book. I'm like this. If you really want people to know, if they really want to know, then they'll pick up a book. That's my thing. So I took a class, right? Because after Doge, I had to leave the VA. And mind you, I was at the VA for 22 plus years, since 2007. But I was housing veterans before I even got to the VA and didn't know about this program coming up, which was HUD-VASH. After it was the housing bill was activated, whatever. It was opened up again. And I was the first realtor and the first veteran to come on the scene here in the Chicagoland area, housing those homeless veterans, and never, ever went away. Even today, I sent a message to the VA. So they said, oh, Yvette, we're going to send you to the new housing person. I'm like, good. So this is a class that I took right here. This was a 6-week cohort with the VA HUD-VASH office. 6 weeks and an additional 4 weeks later so that they can teach us how to pitch our business to the federal government, to the buying powers. So when I tell somebody, oh, you got to get a book. Really? Really? That's all you going to get? That's it? That's it. Come on now. So that's why I say, if you really want to learn something, get the books. Get the books. I'll be here for you. You join my group because I don't have anybody else to talk to about this. Oh my God, I really don't. People be blanking out when I start talking, because they've heard it so long and so many years and so many times, and they've met so many veterans just by the conversations I have with them. They're tired of hearing me. My poor husband, he's like, well, I'm watching the game. Like, you don't want to hear what happened today? No. So after I took that class, thank you for the hearts. After I took that class with the VA HUD-VASH office, and do you have to be a veteran? No, you don't have to be a veteran to do what I do. You have to know business and get some books and read. So, but you don't have to be a vet. You can be an investor. And that's what I'm looking for. So listen to this. If you are an investor or a realtor, you're interested in learning how to work in the veterans community, then send me a DM with your name, email address, and phone number, because I am putting out invitations to my presentation to the master classes. So do that, and then I'll send you that information. But no, you don't have to be a veteran. You just have to have housing and learn how to create and run a program. Because the programs, what I was alluding to first, the programs, once you set up your program, you will also meet my partner who
then helps you become a sole source and get a sole source contract or some type of contract with the federal government, contracts or grants to do what it is you say you're doing. In this grant packet, these grants were issued to 235 organizations over $818 million. And the people in my group, you will receive this too. You will receive it again. If you're new, you're going to receive it for the first time. Then that wasn't enough. The 818 million, that wasn't enough. This was in August of 2025. So the VA, the Veteran Affairs, came back in the next month and gave 176 additional grantees $84 million. So these grants have already been issued to these organizations for the fiscal year 2026. But what we show you, what you learn in my education, reading some books first, I can't stress that enough, that you learn how to set up your organization, your programs. In order for 2 to 3 years, you apply for this grant, for these grants, and you get that funding. Let me share something with y'all, because I hear a lot of people, and it's how I make $7,500, $10,000 a month. Oh, that's wonderful. How about getting a grant for $2,181 for that year? How about getting a grant for $4 million for that year, or $10 million? I'm calling off numbers of organizations that have supportive services, transitional housing, and other supportive service programs that they're running. And the government, the VA, has issued grants to them. So this is what we set you up for. In order for you to learn that, you got to buy some books. And y'all don't want to come see my pretty face every day, because I'm not going to tell you what's in the books. Listen, when I was in college, my teachers didn't tell me what was in the books. They said, read chapters 3 to 5 and do the assignments and write your papers and come to class. I'm like, well, you're not going to tell me what's in chapters 3 to 5? You're not going to read them and baby spoon me? Hell no, they didn't do that. I don't do that either. I was a college instructor for 4 straight years and loved it. Loved it. And then that school was closed down. I was so sad to see them go. So I think that's it. I think I have answered everything over here. Do you have to be a veteran? No, you don't. It would be nice, but you don't. What's the one system you wish every advocate understood sooner? How to house homeless veterans. Oh my God. It's been wonderful. So I got an email today. I was just scrolling through my emails. I'm like, I haven't been on my email all day. And when I started scrolling through my email at, I think it was 11:15 or 11:45, I got an email said the Red Cross. I'm like, oh, here we go. I gotta donate some money. So the email said, you have been nominated. I'm like, what? So somebody nominated me for Red Cross. Hey, Mr. Bang Sr. again, for Red Cross Community Impact or Veteran something award. I don't know. But I was pleased to say, I'm like, thank you. I also want you all to go to, write this down, go to Mission Roll Call. Mission Roll Call is an independent agency that oversees polling in our community, in our veteran community, to ask us, what do we need? What is it that's not in the community that we don't have, that we need to advocate for, or we need to call to action to get or to do. So go to Mission Roll Call and also go read my first national article in Mission Roll Call. I have a contract with Mission Roll Call as the subject matter expert on veterans homelessness and housing. So I was so excited about that. She said, Yvette, congratulations, your first article has been published. I sat there, I wasn't ready for that, y'all. I wasn't ready to read my story again. And I couldn't continue reading because I was crying so much. Getting here was not easy. And this was not a plan. You know how you plan to do something in life? Well, my life's plan didn't show me this. It didn't. My life's plan, I wanted to go into the military. I wanted to come home and get educated while I was in the military. Then I wanted to be a Chicago police officer. And then I wanted to go into the FBI. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an MP in the military, Chicago police, and the FBI. But I'm like, God had other plans for me. He said, nope, I'm going to take you through the rocky road. You're going to experience military sexual trauma. You're going to experience homelessness, domestic violence, homelessness again and again and again. I just stopped counting how many times I had to run away from that food. And you're going to experience navigating a rental. You're going to experience navigating a home purchase, navigating becoming an investor, losing it all. You're going to navigate picking yourself up and starting all over again. I don't know how many times, but it's going to bring you here to this point where you are nationally recognized on various stages in the government military community. So my book series, the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Guidebook Series, is in my bio. They're being sold on all the Amazon platforms. So this book is for those who say they want to house homeless veterans transitionally or with HUD-VASH or learning how to use any of the SSVF funding. This book is for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders who are working in the veteran space who say, I want to do more when a veteran sits next to me instead of going through this checklist. And if I have to send them away, I want to send them away with some good news. This book is for all of you who say, hey, I want to help veterans find resources to help them acquire benefits in the community so that they won't have to suffer any longer. So that's this book, Finding Home. This was actually this was the initial book, because I said, I got to teach these social workers. I got to teach them. I've been teaching them, and then new social workers came. When I sat down with them, I'm like, oh my God, you don't know either. So they would come to my workshops at the VA, and they would be like, okay, still don't know, because I didn't have this book for them to take and read, but now I do. This book is for realtors, and how all of these three books go together here. This social worker needs to know a vetted realtor in the community, because these realtors have access to investors, property owners, landlords, whatever you want to call them, that could say yes to a veteran that a social worker refers for housing. So now this realtor can house this homeless veteran who was out here looking like she was lost because she didn't fit anywhere. That was me. I designed the cover. Thank you very much. And so now this veteran, with the voucher that this social worker recommended to get from Section 8, is now being housed by this realtor, and this realtor is getting a commission. If you are a transitional housing provider and you need veteran bodies, then guess what? If this realtor has done like I've done in the VA all day, every day, almost, knows about the programs, and I could say, hey, you've got some homeless veterans on your waiting list for transitional housing or for permanent housing, and you need them to go somewhere. Well, I've got some transitional housing providers in the community. So this is how you can work with the realtor who's knowledgeable in the community. And that's what these books teach people. And then I've got, I wrote this book specifically for Atlanta, Georgia, but because I teach you in each of my books how to work effectively with ChatGPT, you can interchange the city and state and put your city and state. It'll walk you through how to set up your licensed veterans care home, because all of them don't have to be licensed. If they have to be licensed, then you got some work to do. Then I've got three more books that have not been released yet. Actually, four. The fourth one is being putting some more stuff in it. And that's the Mastering the Art of Proposal Letters, a step-by-step guide. So all of my books are in my bio, and they're all sold through the Amazon platform or on my website. My website is VetMentorsOnline.com, just in case you want to learn more about me. So this is one book that I have to, again, go back in and put in some more good stuff. I'm like, oh, and I was thinking to do it when I wrote it, but I wrote this book because I kept writing proposal letters to get grants. I said, I need some money up in here. I'm not operating as a traditional realtor anymore, because I had, during COVID, I caught COVID really, really bad. And I had near-death experience, and I came home and had a stroke. So I couldn't operate as a regular realtor, but I still needed some money to continue to educate the community and to go out in the community and speak. So I started writing proposal letters, and I started getting grants from veteran organizations. Yeah, so that's why I wrote this book, to teach others how to write proposal letters to get funding and other things. I was talking to one of my veteran girlfriends today, and she told me over the summer, she said, Yvette, I'm going to get my notary license. I said, well, you should. You should. You know, a lot of people need a notary. And so today I asked her, I said, hey, how's your notary business going? She said, oh, it's not. She said, I looked up my zip code, and there's so many notaries in the area that I'm wondering, why do they need me? I'm like, what? That's not true. I said, what you could do, and I'm telling all y'all this too, because I do have the book coming out, Notarization Made Easy. When I was doing notaries, nobody knew any of this stuff, because I never came out publicly to tell anybody. I was under the umbrella, under the covering, the protection of the VA, going there when I was going every day. Then I started going every week, 3-4 times a week. Then it just tapered down to once a month at 4 different vet centers. So that was still every week at someplace different. It was wild. So every vet center had a date. So Forest Park Vet Center every 3rd Thursday. Chicago Vet Center every 2nd Thursday. Chicago Heights Vet Center every 1st Thursday. Then the 4th Vet Center. Where's the 4th Vet Center? Wait, Chicago Heights, Chicago Forest Park. I went to Evanston once. I told them, I'm not coming back here. And then they wanted it early in the morning. I'm like, yeah, no, we can't have a relationship. But it was 3 or 4. I'm missing one vet center every single week at a different vet center. So my clientele always came to me at a vet center or City Colleges of Chicago, or they were captive audience at the federal prison downtown, or at Cook County Corrections, the halfway house over there across the street from the VA. So I always had a captive audience. So I never had to come and talk to y'all. Never, until Doge told me to get out, and I took my 10-week class with the VA Ostabu and told and the retired colonel told me, how are you getting your information out now, Yvette? I'm like, I'm not, Colonel. I'm not. So it was a challenge to me. She said, you have a movement. You've created a movement here in Chicago. Now create that movement nationwide. So that's how you guys got me here nationwide. Hey, and I'm not going to keep you all over here any longer on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. We have been together for 1 hour, and I want to thank you all and appreciate you for your time being here. And I won't see y'all until Monday. I got some work to do, but I'm staying on TikTok because I promised TikTok an hour and a half. So I'm going to play the outro. If y'all don't have any more questions, comments, or concerns over here, I'm going to say adieu. Huh?
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.